The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is the 2025 pre-Christmas edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Sicoscio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. You know, in every episode, we dive into captivating conversations with Syracuse's movers and shakers, like business owners and some top executives, entrepreneurs, and nonprofit organizations, and a bunch more. So brace yourself for jaw-dropping business insights and success stories. The Local Show shines the light on the business visionaries turning Syracuse into the ultimate hub for work, life, and new opportunities. We're broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, brought to you by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement. And you can see us on YouTube. Just look up Zoe Advertising. We're back again and back in the saddle with Tom and Steve, and no guest hosts.
We're back.
Yeah.
You and I are back.
Yes.
Because guests were like, where's the guy that speaks clearly with a good voice that knows what's going on? He was away. He wasn't feeling good. All right, you're stuck with me. So sorry for the mess I left you with.
Well, I have to let listeners know exactly what was going on. I, folks, have been into the seventh circle of hell.
Yes.
And otherwise known as a hospital.
Yeah.
and in my darkest hour, and indeed, you know, they have not updated the robe, the gown, since the 1800s. So you still have to fight with that. And there I was with my butt cheeks hanging out and feeling desperate. And you know what happened, folks? As I looked through the window, an angel appeared. Actually, it wasn't an angel. It was Steve, though. Steve actually came to the emergency room right where I was, and I thought, oh, my gosh, I really am done for.
I wasn't there to give last rites. I don't have that power, so it wasn't one of those things.
No, but it made my spirit.
Worried about my friend.
It put a smile on my face.
Well, I did tell you were at the ER. You're like, well, they're going to get me a room. I go, and you had a nice little private pod spot.
Right.
I go, you're better here. Because you go to a room and it's loud, you know, your roommate might be insane. You never quite know.
That's right.
But and you found that out eventually, right?
I did. But I thank you a lot for stopping by. And
I've done a few miles at hospitals.
Absolutely. And then it made me think to myself, boy, they are really lax in security. They just let you right in. Man, they should have put a badge on that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
We start with Dr. Nicole Anzalone. How are you there, Doc?
Good. How are you doing, Tom?
Oh, hanging right in there. What are your thoughts on earmuffs? Are they good for the winter? Should people be wearing them?
They keep your ears warm, yes.
And that could stave off some problems, right? Because what happens if it's
frostbite?
So cold?
Yes.
Yeah, frostbite in the ears, and that's on the extremity of the ear. Can cold get into the eardrum and actually cause damage, or?
Well, not necessarily, unless you get frostbite or something like that.
It would have to be pretty cold. Well, you know, I think of It's a Wonderful Life and how his brother went into the ice, and then he went in to grab him, and then he had a bad ear for the rest of his life because he got an infection or something.
There was a movie, Tom.
Yes, well, I guess you don't want to go in ice water with your ears.
Actually, what's interesting is about that, if you put cold water in one ear and not the other, you can make someone dizzy.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's a mean party trick. Don't do it at home.
No, I don't think so.
That's college.
We call it a caloric water irrigation or air irrigation.
At this time of year, do you see more patients for types of ear problems? Or?
Yeah, it's sometimes seasonal.
Yeah.
Like we do see some more kiddos. You know, I don't know whether or not it's because they're all in school, crowded together, and catching colds and things like that. And colds and congestion can potentially affect your ears too, mostly your middle ear. And you'll see a lot of kids with fluid and sometimes infections. So mostly kids, less adults.
Kids putting mistletoe in their ear or anything, you have to like pull stuff out?
I've had to pull things out of people's ears, including my own daughter when she was younger. She said, my mom's an audiologist. It's okay. She'll take it out. She put a rock in her ear to quiet the kids in the playground.
Rocks really aren't that absorbent.
This may shock you, Tom, but when I was a child...
Yes, you put a hook in your ear?
No, an eraser.
An eraser, of course.
Got an eraser. So we had to go, and they had to flush, the whole thing. So, there was an eraser in my ear. So,
let's see, what have I taken out? Beads. There was a bead in someone's ear, a kid's ear. An earring back.
Oh, yeah.
Back of someone's earring. That was in someone's ear. Lots of hearing aid parts, the domes stuck in someone's ear and things like that. So there was a bee in someone's ear.
Oh.
Yeah, they were bike riding and...
Flew right in there, huh?
Flew right in there, yeah.
So tell us about the new technologies for hearing aids. I know that there's not only can hearing aids help you hear, but they can also maybe help with tinnitus and filtering out certain sounds and things.
Yeah, right? There's definitely more sophisticated hearing aids out there. They're not all built the same. There's some that are just amplifiers. Those are typically the over-the-counter ones. But we work with hearing aids that are prescribed to your hearing loss that have tinnitus maskers and processing capabilities to choose direction of where they're looking for speech and filter out background noise. So they have sophisticated computers in them that process certain sounds to make it easier for you to hear in different environments. And for tinnitus, they have maskers in them. So it's like noise cancellation in a way. You use noise to get rid of a noise in someone's ear, and that typically helps them.
Yeah. So are most of the people that you see, you mentioned a lot of kids, more like Tom and I's age, or are there a lot of younger people, adults with hearing challenges?
I see every age, babies, newborn babies who fail their newborn hearing screening, all the way up to adults. But mostly it's interesting because we'll see mostly kids and mostly older adults and some in between. So I think there's a period in our life where we don't realize or may not be as affected by our hearing in some cases, but we kind of forget about our hearing and brush it aside sometimes. But it is important to get your hearing checked if you have tinnitus or tinnitus, pain, pressure, fullness in your ears, or sudden changes in hearing. That can potentially happen at any age.
What should we do if our wives say, "You're not listening, you need to get your hearing checked"?
Do it. Okay. Listen to your wife.
You have
Listen to her.
You have a couple of locations conveniently located. What are those locations?
So we have an office in Fayetteville, New York, and our newer, bigger office in Camillus, New York, which is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to have it.
It is lovely. I was over there. So 468-2985 is the phone number.
Yep.
468-2985. SyracuseHearingSolutions.com. We used to say it a lot when you're on, get your hearing checked. There's no downside to it. Find out where you're at, good, bad, or indifferent. And if you need help, I know a place, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Nicole.
Thank you.